Okay friends, we will see the next point in the unit 3 kinematics, that will be the rectilinear motion under variable acceleration. Okay, that simply means when the acceleration is variable, that means velocity is changing in unequal amount of time. Okay, that means velocity is changing in by unequal rate, so that is the acceleration is not constant, so that means acceleration is changing. Okay, so in this type, the question will be given like s in terms of t. Okay, so equation of displacement is given in terms of time, or equation of velocity is given in terms of time, or equation of acceleration is given in terms of time, or sometimes the equation of acceleration is given in terms of velocity also. Okay, and that we will solve using the simple basics definition. Okay, simple basic definition. So first definition, velocity is equal to ds by dt, rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So if the equation of s is given, okay, if the equation of displacement is given, s is given, then simply by taking the derivative of that I will find equation for velocity. Okay, then at for the which time that velocity will be required, so putting value of t in that equation, we will get value of v. Okay, then or otherwise if v is given and equation of v in terms of t is given and we have to determine s, so we'll write like this, v times dt. So here cross multiplication, v times dt is equal to ds, and by integrating this, okay, and by integrating this we can get equation of s. Okay, so vice versa, if s is given, if displacement is given, so to determine velocity we will differentiate it, and if the velocity is given, to determine the displacement we will integrate it. Okay, and again here for constant of integration, here limits may not be given, but to find the constant of integration some boundary conditions will be given. Okay, then again a is equal to dv by dt. So if v is given, then by differentiating it we can determine equation for acceleration. Okay, and again similarly we can write a times dt is equal to dv. Okay, a times dt is equal to dv. Again here if we know if we know acceleration, by integrating that equation we can determine equation for the velocity, and vice versa. Again one relation is there, so that a is equal to v dv by ds, so that is like this. So a is equal to dv by dt, I can divide and multiply this equation by ds, and I can write it like this, dv divided by ds is equal to ds divided by dt. Again this ds divided by dt is nothing but v. So for a I can write a is equal to v times dv by ds, a is equal to v times dv by ds. So that will be for rectilinear motion under variable acceleration. Okay, so again I am repeating, if s in terms of t is given, if the equation for displacement in terms of t is given, okay, so by differentiating it we can determine the value of velocity. So s is a function of t. Okay, if it is given like this, by differentiating this, so ds by dt we will get value of v, and again by differentiating that we will get value of a. Okay, then if v is a function of time is given, okay, v is a function of time, it is given like this. Okay, then by integrating it we will get value of a again, and by integrating it we get value of s. Okay, and if a in terms of t is given, if a in terms of t, okay, a is a function of time, if equation is given like this, okay, a is function of time, then by integrating it we will get value of v. So again by integrating v we will get value of s. Okay, and by using the boundary condition we can determine the value of constant of proportionality c. Okay, so that will be for rectilinear motion under variable acceleration. Then we will see about the motion curves. So motion curves are nothing but it is the graphical representation of the velocity versus time, or acceleration versus time, or displacement versus time. Okay, so we will see little bit about the motion curve. Okay, for the motion curve, so if graph of s versus t is given, so displacement versus time, so by drawing the slope, that simply means for time t1 displacement will be this much, for time t2 displacement will be this much, for time t2 like this. Okay, and so if we draw tangent at any point and if we get the slope of that tangent, so that will be ds by dt, and that will be nothing but the velocity at that point. Okay, so remember the slope of st curve will give the velocity at that point. Okay, then if we draw a vt curve, velocity time diagram, and if we draw again tangent to that, so we get dv by dt, so that will be acceleration. Okay, so slope of vt curve will give the acceleration. Okay, then for if we consider some instant here, like for t1 to t2, and if we get the area of that, so that will be integration v dt, and that will be ds, that will be change in displacement. So remember, area under the vt curve is equal to change in displacement of the body for that instant of time. Okay, so this we can use while solving the numerical. Okay, area under vt curve is equal to change in displacement. Okay, then if we draw acceleration time diagram, at curve, and if we draw the tangent to this, so that will call a jerk, da by dt. Okay, or otherwise if we take a area of this, okay, if we take area, so that will be integration a dt, and that will be given by the v. Okay, dv. So area under the at curve will be changing the velocity of that particle for that time instant. Okay, so a integration a into dt, so that will be area under at curve, and that will nothing but the change in velocity of that particle for that instant of time. Okay, then next we will see next the rotational motion. Okay, rotational motion. So rotational motion, that simply means a body is get rotated about a fixed axis. And if we consider the numericals, so that there is nothing difference between the linear motion and rotational motion. The only difference of solving numerical is the unit. Okay, is the unit. Like for linear motion, unit of displacement is meter. So for rotational motion, that will be radian or degree. Okay, then for linear motion, the unit for velocity is meter per second. Here unit for velocity is radian per second. Okay, or radian per minute. Okay, or revolutions per minute, rpm. Okay, like this. So, and this we will record, this is very important, so that 1 revolution per minute is equal to 2 pi radian per minute, or n revolutions per minute equal to 2 pi radian per minute. This is very important. So angular velocity omega equal to 2 pi radian per minute, or 2 pi by 60 radian per second. This we will use while solving the numerical. Remember that we do any of the calculation in radian per second only, not in revolutions per second or revolution per minute. Okay, so whenever in numerical the velocity is given as radian per minute or radian per second, we have to convert it into, whenever velocity is given as revolution per minute, we have to convert it into radian per second to do the necessary calculation. Okay, then that definition will be same as the linear motion. So angular velocity, rate of change of angular displacement, angular acceleration, rate of change of angular velocity, angular displacement. So it is the total angle through which the body get rotated. Okay, then motion under constant angulation, that equation will also be same as that of linear motion. Okay, by simply comparing that equation we can see that. So this table is also very important. Initial velocity in linear motion u, in angular motion that denoted by omega 0, final velocity v, here it is omega, acceleration here it is in angular motion or rotational motion it is alpha, then total distance or displacement here it is s, so it is theta. Then formula for final velocity, so v is equal to u plus at, so this will be equation of linear motion for constant acceleration. Here that will be omega is equal to omega 0 plus alpha into t. Okay, nothing has changed, everything is same, only the units have changed. Then formula for distance travel, s is equal to ut plus half at square, then here it is theta is equal to omega 0 t plus half of alpha into t square. And formula for final velocity, so v square equal to u square plus 2as, here that will be omega square equal to omega 0 square plus 2 alpha theta. Then differential formula, v equal to ds by dt, here omega equal to d theta by dt. And differential formula for acceleration, a equal to du by dt and alpha equal to d omega by dt. Okay, so remember the methodology for solving numerical will also not change, that methodology will remain same. The only difference is that the difference in units, we have to convert If the velocity is given in revolution per minute, you have to convert it into radian per second. Only that is the difference. Okay. Okay, that will be all. Thank you. In next video, we will solve the numericals of the variable acceleration and the rotational motion. Okay. If you have any difficulty, you can comment it in the comment section.